Hey everybody, how are you? Happy Wednesday at some point on this planet. That's all I'm going to say about date. Okay, so I'm going to try something new this week. It's been so just amazingly hot here. I have been walking in the mall, wandering around outside with a camera. Can wait another week or so, another 10 days or something until fall hits and it cools off, which will happen pretty soon, thank God, because it's just been hot all summer. The last fall was really nice, and I'm looking forward to it. The rainy season wasn't all that rainy, and it cooled off beautifully, and it was just great. I hope this fall is also going to be that nice. So this is a list of movies. This is something a little different because it's just been so hot. And I've been wanting to do this for a while, and if this performs well, I'll do more of them, because I'm a movie buff, I love movies. I love film. I spend a lot of time watching film. I spend a lot of time looking at movies, reading about movies, who did what, who directed what. I follow directors more than I do actors and actresses, because they're the body of work, really. The directors are. Some directors I can't stand, some I love. But before we get into this list, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Please, just click subscribe. It makes a huge difference for me and the way the algorithm works. Like this video, share it, and click on the notification bell so you will see further postings from me. Thank you very much. This is a little out of the ordinary for me. I have been thinking about making this video for quite a while. My taste often runs counter to how normal society views and judges movies. Here is a list of 10 very notable and watchable films. I don't want to use the word favorite because there is no such thing. The vast expanse of filmdom precludes anyone, I don't care who you are, from claiming a favorite movie. If I claim a favorite movie, a nanosecond later, I can claim another favorite movie, ad infinitum. There are so many excellent and masterful films based on amazing literature, on books, on screenplays, on screen treatments. Some fabulous movies have just come out of screen treatments, which is like screenplay light. So here's a list of very watchable films in no order at all, with high regards from me. So number 1, On Her Majesty's Secret Service from 1969 with George Lazenby and Diana Rigg. This is my favorite Bond film for a few reasons. I think Lazenby did a great job playing Bond in his unique way. I loved the Diana Rigg character and her dad, that shady Greek magnate. He was a good character in that movie. Most of the Bond films age so poorly. Like Dr. No had that cardboard set with clownish looking hazmat suits, and Moonraker is a complete joke. These films age so poorly. On Her Majesty's Secret Service was shot in the Alps, in real places, in real mountains, and real action. Perhaps there was some green screen, or whatever they called it in 1969, used for the Telly Savalas bobsled scenes. But mostly, On Her Majesty's Secret Service ages beautifully. Too bad Lazenby only made one Bond film, because he was great. I really liked him. On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Find it and watch it. It was really good. Number 2. A Life Less Ordinary from 1979 with Ewan McGregor and Cameron Diaz, Holly Hunter, Delroy Lindo, Ian Holm, and a bunch of other great people. This movie supposes we are all being watched by matchmaking angels, and God has a quota of matches made to motivate these angels. This is a super fun film, beautifully shot in and around my hometown of Salt Lake City. I love this film because of how these two people who in normal circumstances would never find each other. They are nudged and prodded by unseen forces along their way and into each other's lives. A Life Less Ordinary. It's just so much fun. Find it and watch it. Number 3, Apocalypse Now, 1979, Francis Ford Coppola spent $200 million of his own money making this film. I have no idea how many times I've seen it. Maybe 100, maybe more than 100, I don't know. I know it by heart. Maybe I love it because I spent 4 years in the Army and it kind of feels like home. There was a reissuing of the film as a Redux version, and you can totally avoid this. They added some ridiculous scenes of a French plantation in Vietnam that adds nothing to the story at all. All it does is increase the watch time. This is a fantastic masterpiece of film work about the insanity of the Vietnam War. Apocalypse Now. Find it and watch it. Number 4, Night on Earth from 1991 by Jim Jarmusch. This film is 5 vignettes of taxi rides in 5 cities around the world. It has an amazing cast and brings us along cab rides in Los Angeles, New York, Paris, Rome, and Helsinki. This is a really fun film. It's just one of those, I'm so glad he made this film kind of films. It's quirky, it's bizarre. The shit that happens in cabs and taxis all over the world reflects our precious and varied humanity. This film is a total hoot. Night on Earth by Jim Jarmusch. Find it and watch it. Number 5, Lawrence of Arabia from 1962. David Lean took off to the desert to shoot a film about World War I, where T.E. Lawrence fought alongside Arab guerrillas against the Turks. His original shooting schedule was 4 months or something ridiculous. 2 years later, and vastly over budget, he returned with his footage to create one of the all-time cinematic masterpieces. Also, the Robert Lacey book titled The Kingdom, Arabia and the House of Saud is a fantastic companion piece to this movie. It tells the story of Lawrence and Abdulaziz rolling around Arabia, uniting the tribes into a kingdom. Fascinating stuff. That was such a good book, and this is such a gorgeous freaking movie. Lawrence of Arabia. Find it and watch it. Okay, number 6, Mostly Martha from 2001. Stars Martina Gedeck, Sergio Castellitto, Ulrich Thompson, and others. It's a German film about a high-strung chef who demands her kitchen be run like a Swiss watch. Her sister's untimely death upends her world, and the restaurant owner brings in new help who turns out to be the complete opposite of her, which, of course, rankles her to no end, but we know opposites attract. This beautifully shot film, set in Hamburg, is about food, family, romance, and love. Is it a food movie or is it a restaurant movie? Mostly Martha is an absolute joy to watch. The story is solid and the cinematography is gorgeous. Mostly Martha. Find it and watch it. And Catherine Zeta-Jones made a remake of it called No Reservations, which was just an abomination compared to this beautiful piece of work. Okay, we should do a whole video on all the garbage that Catherine Zeta-Jones has produced. All the remakes of beautiful films that she's made. Okay, no bitching. Number 7, Tampopo, 1985. This is one of those fun and crazy movies about food. Tampopo. It's a fabulous film. It's set in Tokyo. The main thread is food, but it is a woven tapestry of small stories. It's crazy. There's a scene where a woman on her deathbed gets up to make her family one last meal and returns to her bed and dies. This tiny scene speaks volumes about Japanese family life. It's a crazy film and super fun to watch. There are a few threads woven through the story, but also augmented by some crazy one-off side stories that are relevant to the story. Some are relevant, some are kind of irrelevant, but both at the same time. They're relevant and irrelevant at the same time. It's just like this crazy film, and it's so good. Oh my God. There's some of the most amazing non-sex sex in this film, as only a brilliant mind can conjure. This is a food film. It's all about food. The sex is about food. The food is about sex. Siskel and Ebert absolutely love this film. It's a brilliant and crazy foodie film. Yeah, I'll probably watch this tonight. Tampopo from 1985. Find it and watch it. Number 8, The Battle of Algiers from 1966. There were many anti-French uprisings in Algeria that the French kept trying to put down, but ultimately Algeria won its independence. The film The Day of the Jackal historically dovetails with this film, as does Frederick Forsyth's book of the same name, which the film is based on. So watch them both, read the book. The Battle of Algiers is shot in black and white in a style reminding me of a war correspondent on the front lines. It's shot in an in-your-face style. The storytelling is powerful, and it's a true story. The French colonized Algeria from 1832 to 1966 and were quite brutal. The French underground comprised of colonial Algerian veterans. Let me say that again. The French underground, comprised of colonial Algerian veterans, tried to assassinate Charles de Gaulle for pulling out of Algeria. This, in fact, is the story of the Day of the Jackal. Interwoven histories. This is amazing stuff. The Battle of Algiers is a fantastic film. Find it and watch it. Also, watch The Day of the Jackal. Get your hands on that, which I'm not reviewing right now, which maybe I should, but that was, based on Frederick Forsyth's book, The Day of the Jackal. Find it and watch it. Watch them both. Read the book. The Deal, number 9. The Deal from 2008 with William H. Macy and Meg Ryan. Macy's character is a suicidal, seasoned film producer in Hollywood whose nephew brings a screenplay to him. He slithers and slimes his way through the process of getting a film made. Meg Ryan is a studio exec along for the ride. It's eye-opening and great fun, and Macy bangs Ryan in the film. In fact, this might be my favorite Meg Ryan film because of those scenes. Yes, she's finally human. Instead of this little flower. This might be an accurate view of how stuff actually gets done in the movie biz, but really, who knows? Maybe The Player with Tim Robbins is a decent companion piece to this. Both show us the inner workings of Hollywood. The Deal with William H. Macy and Meg Ryan. So much fun. Find it and watch it. This might be an accurate view of how stuff actually gets done in the movie business, but who really knows? Maybe The Player with Tim Robbins, you know that movie, The Player? That's old, but that was really good. That's all about Hollywood. It's a decent companion piece to this. Both show us the inner workings of Hollywood. The Deal with William H. Macy and Meg Ryan. So much fun. Find it and watch it. And last but not least, number 10. The Way from 2010 with Martin Sheen and Emilio Estevez. This is a movie about a father who walks the Camino de Santiago in Spain in search of his soul. It's a fabulous film. Being a veteran of one Camino de Santiago myself, I can truly say they captured most of the essence of what the way is. I was walking the first half of the Camino in the fall of 2010, and I heard there was a film crew around. I never saw them, however. The film was released on November 19th, 2010, and I think they released it again, at least with one major update. The music score had been reworked by Tyler Bates, thank God. I have seen the earliest version with an iffy soundtrack, and then the Tyler Bates version, which is a million times better. The scuttlebutt is that Emilio Estevez walked the Camino and met his future Spanish wife on the Camino. He reached out to Martin Sheen, his dad, and said, "If you want to see your grandbabies, come on over and let's shoot this script I just wrote." So he did. Also, this is the third or fourth version I've heard of how this film came about. Oh, so many rumors about how movies get made or why they get made. There are some hilarious books about the Camino de Santiago. The screenplay for The Way is loosely based on Jack Hitt's book Off the Road, a modern-day walk down the pilgrim's route into Spain from 1994. And my experience in 2010 was way different than Hitt's experience in the early 90s. And yes, I read Hit's book, and it was really funny. I have read many books about the Camino and have written at least half of one. I should actually revisit that, maybe work on that some more. My favorite film for this nanosecond? Maybe The Way. Find it and watch it. Okie dokie. Listing these 10 films as great is like trying to scratch a diamond with a graphite pencil. It's not completely pointless, especially if I have raised your level of awareness regarding these films and the companion pieces I have spoken about. If you need to, watch it again and take notes. All of these films are hugely worth watching 100 times each. All of the books I've mentioned are also great reads. You will enjoy them. Yeah, get into movies, get into film. I mean, they're so valuable. You learn all the lessons in life through the movies. It's just incredible. Okay. Love you all, everybody. Enjoy this video. Watch it again. Share it, please. Subscribe to my channel. Help out. It takes almost no effort to subscribe to my channel, and it helps me hugely. Okay? Out here in Da Nang. See you later. Love you all. Mwah.